What is going on, everybody? My name is Carl. Welcome to another week of Hero Zero. This is the Heroes Trader podcast, and we are back again talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points, their bad points, and just generally have a bit of a discussion about whoever it is. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Meehan. Sean, how's it going?
Look, I'm going to level with you, Connor. I've been better.
Yeah. You're riddled with disease.
I'm riddled with so many diseases. They've started to study me.
So if I doesn't know, Sean is as usual.
It's not as usual. This is just, oh man, I'm hit hard this week.
I want somebody to go back and listen to all the rest of the year. How many times has a show opened with Sean going, I'm feeling a bit sick this week? I really want the number in that.
I still show up.
You're still here, and I wasn't here on Monday, and I wasn't even sick. So, I mean,
no excuse.
In fairness,
swanning around.
Off in a different country. I should have brought the microphone. You're dead right.
Really. Come on, man.
So it is my week of Hero Zero this week, Sean.
Thank
so that
God.
Means, I think, imagine it was you.
I die. I might die.
So this week I said what we'll do is we will get a character that I've been thinking about doing for the last few weeks, but I haven't been able to get enough info on them, because there's a bit of info, but we can't go as in-depth as I would like, because if you go in-depth on one story, there's like a knock-on effect I found with this character. And
right.
Then you have to talk about, and then the next month he did this, and then the next month he did that, and we'd be here for hours. And I don't know if that's possible. So I'll just try and give you a general run through.
Much like the original idea of what Hero Zero was meant to be.
Absolutely shut your face. Right, we're good. So this week we are going to be doing the character of Deadshot.
Deadshot?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Big Willie himself.
Big Willie is in the house. Do you know anything about Deadshot other than the absolutely beautiful movie that was The Suicide Squad?
Floyd Lawton is his name.
Oh, good.
Never misses a shot.
Yeah.
Does trick shots.
Yes. He's always in the club and he's always shouting Big Willie.
That the very same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He lives with his aunt and uncle in Bel Air.
What are we? Some kind of Fresh Prince is what he says.
Does he have a special goggle mask thing?
Yeah, and his favourite day of the year is Independence Day. So we are doing Deadshot. Thank you. This character has actually been around for a lot longer than you would actually think. So he is originally a Batman villain, but since then he's got into the Suicide Squad and he's kind of his own thing. But he originally came in as a Batman villain. So his first appearance was actually in Batman 59 in June 1950.
Oh, so this is like early days.
Yeah, this is like very, very early days. And his reason for being at the very start is quite possibly the most ludicrous idea I've ever heard. But here we go. So I'll start with the backstory. Originally I was going to start with like him coming in from the comic books, because they put him into the comic books and then they did the backstory later on, if that makes sense. And I was just thinking I'll just do the backstory first, because it's in the name. Backstory comes before that, Sean.
Going in.
You know that going in. So we're starting off with Floyd Lawton, as you said. He grew up in a wealthy but abusive family. Although he idolised his older brother Edward, his parents hated each other, Sean.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it was the 50s, so they weren't allowed to get a divorce. So
is that actually true?
I actually don't know that, but I'm assuming it was fairly frowned upon in like the 40s.
Yeah, sorry, that's not your wheelhouse. I'd like to know.
I don't know marital law 1949. Sorry.
New podcast idea, lads.
Oh, fuck. This made his life miserable at home, as it would. Eventually it all started to fall apart when Floyd's mother convinces his brother Edward to kill the father.
Right, okay.
Yes.
As you do.
So he looks up to his brother Edward, and he's like, Edward's the coolest guy in the room. I want to be like Edward. And then their mother's like, kill your father. He's a bit of a dick.
hands him a knife and then just vaguely gestures towards the dad.
just like the slight head nod just in his direction, just like, look, you fill in the gaps yourself here, Ed.
And then it's just a series of raised eyebrows, but there's a whole conversation there.
Yeah, she's doing the Jack of Black, one eyebrow up and then down and the other eyebrow goes up.
Classic move.
But it's classic. So Floyd tries to stop him from making the horrible mistake of killing his father, but Edward locks him out of the house. So then Floyd breaks out, and his brother's like literally going to try and kill his father. So Floyd breaks out and he grabs a rifle and he climbs up a tree just in his garden so he could see in through the window where his father and his brother are there, and the brother's about to do the deed. And he attempts to shoot the gun out of his brother's hand through a window. Okay?
But
you knew that was coming.
Yeah.
But just as he's pulling the trigger, the tree branch that he is standing on breaks, causing him to shoot Edward right between the eyes.
I mean,
yes,
top marks on the shot, but
very marksmanship, 100%. So he kills his brother instantly. So remember, his brother is his hero, and he's just after accidentally shooting him.
And the father, who everyone doesn't like, is still alive.
Exactly. So accidentally killing his brother, who was his only true friend he'd ever known, sends Floyd on a downward spiral. He gives up any hope in humanity and loses all value for life, including his own. Right?
Right.
And it's at this point...
How old is he?
It's at this point, he's like, 10.
Brilliant.
So it's at this point he vows never to miss his target again. And
Surely
he begins...
the real vow would be never shoot a gun.
Never shoot my brother again. Vow completed.
Because at this point,
at
that point in his life, he's fired one gun and it's gone wrong.
Yeah. Just leave the guns down. But he says no, lead into it. So he says, I will never miss the target again. And he begins training in the art of sharpshooting, which sets him on a course that will eventually lead him to become Deadshot. And actually, go on.
So he's vowed never to miss the target again.
Yes.
So does that mean from the moment he vows that, he never misses a target? Because I assume during practice he would miss a couple.
No, he was always perfect. Even in practice, he turned up first day, they said, there's no need for you to be here. You're perfect.
Go out home. In the world.
Go out in the world. They gave him a little knapsack at the end of a stick and they said, go. There's nothing we can do for you here. Any
tree branch he stands on, the shot will work perfectly.
Yeah. He can only shoot people but in trees. He's like, they bring him out to Iraq as like a sharpshooter and he's just standing in the desert like, fuck. Oh, Jesus. not the near bit of tree in sight. We are
soil.
So sometime after that, Lawton sought the training of the professional assassin David Kane. Do you know who David Kane is?
Cassandra Cain's dad?
Exactly, a member of the League of Assassins. And he instructed Lawton and basically taught him how to become the best marksman in the world. And this, as I said, this is all backstory that came later on, but I mean, I think this informs his character now. Now I'm literally going back into the 50s, so if it feels like it gets a bit more goofy, just bear with me. Roll with it, right? So Floyd Lawton, this is his first appearance, 1950. He moved to Gotham City, where he started living as a millionaire playboy. He wore a domino... Go on.
I'm not sure about that whole character arc.
Wearing a domino mask, a top hat, and tuxedo, he became a gun-toting vigilante called Deadshot.
As a good guy or a morally ambiguous guy?
As a good guy, Sean.
Oh.
Yes. So after stopping a robbery with one of his trademark trick shots, Deadshot introduces himself to the police and even the mayor of Gotham. Right?
Strong move. Power move right there.
Power move. He tells them he's just looking to put his talent to good use, and he chose the vigilante method only because the metal plate in his leg made it impossible for him to be a police officer. So he's like, I'm going to do my own thing, because you won't let me in. I'm just going to solve crimes myself. Now, there is a certain vigilante already working in Gotham, but I mean, who the fuck is that guy?
And that vigilante canonically loves to share things.
He's very good at teamwork. So Deadshot promises the mayor that he will never shoot to kill. And I mean, you can always trust a man that promises the mayor that.
Oh, and a man calling himself Deadshot will never kill.
Exactly. So the mayor gives him his approval, because he's a moron, to become Batman's successor as Gotham's new crime-fighting vigilante.
After all the years Gotham put in, or Batman put in.
This is hilarious, because do you know where Batman and Robin are during all this? They're apparently on holiday.
What? Like in the Bahamas?
Like, it's never said, but he just arrives in this 1950s comic book and he's the new vigilante on the scene, and Batman and Robin coincidentally are just on holidays. And
well, I mean,
so they're out of the
feelings
city.
Get hurt.
Exactly. So Batman returns and is shocked
Great movie.
when he returns to find that the bat signal has now been replaced with a bullseye that shines in the light. Like, this
Christ.
Dude has been saving this city for like 10 years and he just comes back and he's like, I went for 2 weeks.
Lads, if you had said something, I would have
Just send me a text.
Yeah.
Just send me one text. I would have been back to fight my corner. So he discovers quickly what happened and who replaced him while he was away. See, it's never said where he went, but I'm assuming the Bahamas.
Has to be, but still in full Batman and Robin get-up, I imagine.
Absolutely. You couldn't go around, unless he's going around as like Matches Malone, which is his other alter ego.
Of course, yes.
Of course. Which is just Bruce Wayne with a weird moustache.
And it worked
The
well for him.
perfect disguise. Deadshot worked closely with Commissioner Gordon during Batman's absence, and he became popular enough that they built the Deadshot signal, as I mentioned, to replace the bat signal. Batman returns and he investigates Deadshot and finds that he is actually in cahoots with criminals to distract police from more serious crimes. So he sets up smaller crimes, and he's actually working with other criminals who are doing like massive bank robberies on the side, as he's like doing trick shots stopping small crimes.
Surely they'd find out about the bigger ones, though, wouldn't they?
But they wouldn't be able to connect the two of them. It would just say, oh, that's all lucky. Like, Deadshot was doing his best, but he couldn't be in two places at once.
Or could he?
Oh, could he? Yeah. Perfect. Give him a branch. Give him that man a stick. During the final confrontation, Deadshot is unable to kill Batman as the Dark Knight has tampered with his weapons. So Lawton is then arrested and sent to prison in the 1950s.
Batman being a poor sport once again.
He's like, you will not replace me. Robin's like, maybe he's doing good. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. I'll fucking plant evidence on that chap that he's selling drugs or something. I'll make sure he's out of
There's a
here.
little bag of cocaine into his pocket.
Looks at Robin and he does the eyebrow thing again.
Yeah.
And Robin's like, oh, he's always doing this.
Oh no, he wants me to kill someone's father.
Not again. So he was not actually shown in comics again until I think it's the 70s. I think it's like 77. He breaks out of prison and he's actually become a hardened convict who no longer cared about hurting innocent bystanders. So he's no longer a vigilante anymore because Batman ruined that man's life.
Yeah, so this is before they did the backstory of how he lost all regard for life, including his own.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm getting there.
Yeah. So he blames Batman, as I said, for ruining his life, and he tries to kill him using a new red suit with wrist-mounted guns, which is the suit that is very famous.
The one Big Willie wore.
Well, something like that, but Big Willie wore it a little worse than in the comics. I love that we just call him Big Willie. Their battle took them to a convention hall where Batman eventually beat him again, and Deadshot would spend the next few years basically making unsuccessful attempts to destroy Batman, which eventually leads him to be locked up in Bel Rev.
What's Bel Rev? Bel Air?
Bel Rev... yeah, he got into a fight and his mama was not happy. And she sent him away to Bel Rev. But Bel Rev is like, it's the worst jail in the area, or in the country.
Right, okay.
And so he was finally sent off there because they're like, you just keep trying to kill people. But in the meantime, every time he got out, it was discovered that he became basically the world's deadliest assassin. for hire.
Because he never
because
misses.
obviously he never misses. So you just hire him, and then he will obviously kill that guy, and then you're done. So later on, while at Belarev, Deadshot is approached by one Amanda Waller, Sean.
Of what's she? She's the destruction team, the
Task Force X leader.
Yes, definitely. But is there another name we could brand that with?
The Killy group, the We Like to Die.
Oh, the We Gonna Die pals.
We Gonna Get Shot group. The Wonder Twins. I don't know. And Amanda Waller basically turns up and is like, "You are the best killer in the world. What the fuck are you doing in here? We could really use you on a certain... What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad," is what she said to him.
Some kind of the Suicide Squad?
Yeah. So, it was a team of the world's most deadly convicts designed to carry out suicide missions that no one else would take. Basically, the Suicide Squad. Everyone knows that, but he was basically asked to join. And Deadshot is one of probably the most famous members of the team. So,
what about
it's
Captain
actually
Boomerang?
Other than Captain Boomerang and Jai Courtney, of course.
It's not Jai Courtney.
Is
it? No, it is.
Respect for Big Jai.
I got confused again.
No, Sam Worthington is Avatar. Jai Courtney is Captain Boomerang. It's easy.
Who was John Connor? No, that was Christian Bale. Who was in Terminator?
Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney, okay.
Yeah. I think. Deadshot accepts Amanda's offer, and while his character and backstory remained mostly undeveloped at that point, this is where we actually see the Deadshot display his now well-known death wish without much explanation. So this is before the backstory. He's just showing the death wish, which basically means the Suicide Squad is the perfect group for him.
Yeah, it's just like he wins either way.
Yeah, and it wasn't until 1988 that he got his own 4-issue mini-series thing where they introduced that backstory and they showed why he became who he was. We also learned during that backstory, so not only did he shoot his brother accidentally, but another reason why he has the death wish is that Floyd, during his membership with the Suicide Squad, had actually started a family at some point on the side.
Oh.
It was never actually shown in comic books until this point, but he was forced to abandon and detach himself from his wife and his 2 children to protect them from enemies.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
No, he's such a nice man. It only got worse from there. So after years of separation, his young son Edward, who is named after his older brother, who he shot in between the eyes... Yeah. 2 of us are on the same wavelength. His son is kidnapped by men working for his mother. So
what?
Floyd's mother.
Okay.
Do you remember the woman at the very start who was like, "Kill your father, wink wink, nudge nudge"?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah, she's back in the fold. She kidnaps her grandson, Floyd's son, and to blackmail him into finally killing his father. So she takes his son to be like, "You never completed the job."
You had a contract.
When you were 10. Get it done now, Floyd. So Deadshot refuses, and he starts killing literally everyone involved in the kidnapping. And he just works through them all.
And is he going to kill another family member?
Hang on.
Oh.
He fails to save his own son before his son is murdered by one of the kidnappers. And I think he takes it quite well, because he decides to kill his mother and put an end to the madness. But a friend who actually ends up talking him out of killing her. So he gets talked out of killing her, and you think, he's turned the corner. This is his big moment. I think he's going to get on the straight and narrow. No, he just he shoots her in the spine and he paralyzes her for life.
Oh no! In many ways, because that's not done. That's not done in the heat of the moment. He calculated that.
But in his defence, she did kidnap his son and get him to try and kill his father.
That's true. And look, now he's running out of family members.
Yeah. Not surprisingly, this whole series of events pushes Deadshot further down the road to Crazy Town, as we all know, leaving him incredibly unstable. So when Amanda Waller sends him on a mission to stop Rick Flag, Rick Flag is on a mission to kill a US senator of some kind, and Amanda Waller is sends Deadshot to stop Rick Flag. Deadshot kills the senator himself in an attempt to provoke cops into killing him.
Jesus.
The police end up shooting him several times, but he survives somehow. And then the joke is literally every time he's on one of these Suicide Squad missions and he wakes up, he just he lets out a damn when he wakes back up in the hospital.
Because he just wants to die.
He just wants to die, but he doesn't want to kill himself. That's all. He just has a complete death wish. So, as I said, there were so many stories that I could have gone into, but they were all Suicide Squad based, and it would have meant I had to introduce 10 different characters at once. It would have just got real confusing. So
we'll wait for the film.
What?
We'll wait for the film.
I'm thinking we wait for Big Willie to do it again. I think Big Willie coming back, I think we need to see one more time.
Reprise the role.
But reprise it. Big Willie. But I wanted to do a little bit on his personality. So Deadshot is very unlike Big Willie. Let's be honest. He's the opposite.
He's the opposite Willie.
Yeah. Deadshot is portrayed as a consummate professional in the comic books. As long as he's been paid to kill someone, he will always carry it out, without exceptions. Batman was unable to get him to stop threatening a witness by threatening Deadshot or his family. So Deadshot obviously assumed that Batman was like, if you kill that person, I will kill your family. And Deadshot's like, alright, cool, yeah. Yeah, Batman.
You and everybody else in this town.
You and all your guns. I'm sure you're going to do loads of killing, I'd say, yeah. However, Batman ultimately does get Deadshot to abort the hit by freezing the client's bank account. So unable to get paid, Deadshot publicly cancelled the assassination and let the witnesses go free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's literally just into business to him.
That's all it is. It's like, if he's assassinating someone, it's a business, and if he's on Suicide Squad business, it's literally just a way of him trying to get as close to death as possible.
Okay, so he's a very calm man.
Yeah, so perhaps his most defining trait is his acknowledged death wish, which often manifests as him deliberately engineering situations likely to kill him. So this makes him unpredictable as an opponent to an opponent, as his willingness to die allows him to deliberately injure himself to achieve a goal. Right? An example of this is during Identity Crisis. He deliberately shoots himself in the neck while fighting Kyle Rayner, so that Rayner would attempt to save him and drop his guard, allowing Lawton to shoot him in the leg.
So he still wants to win every fight, but he'll hurt himself to do it.
It doesn't matter. He's they're not going to be expecting me to harm myself.
Yeah, so at the very least, I have that. I have an element of surprise.
And as I said, he often expresses disappointment at surviving any missions that he is on with the Suicide Squad. So ultimately, he's actually a very sad villain, but it's very interesting that there's literally someone on the Suicide Squad who actually loves to be there. Yeah, what makes him stand out from everybody else is that people in the Suicide Squad don't want to be there. And they kind of get brought in mission by mission, or the team changes. Deadshot is the only constant other than Rick Flag.
So he's pushing to be on the squad.
And Deadshot even lives in Belle Reve. Amanda Waller said, we will get you a house if you join the Suicide Squad, and you can live there when we're not doing missions. But obviously we own you. And he's like, no, I'll just stay in Belle Reve in my cell. He just needs a bed. He will literally, he does not care. He's just I am so attached to that team. I don't need anything else in the world. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So his run on Suicide Squad, they delved into Deadshot's past and family background, as I said. The revelation of Deadshot having a brother who he idolized, basically was able to show why him and Rick Flag get on so well, because I think Rick Flag kind of replaces his brother in a weird way.
Yeah, and there's a bit of respect and brotherhood there.
Yeah, as he kind of idolizes. Now, he'll never admit it, but in the comic books, he does he does look up to Rick Flag. But Rick Flag is the team leader at Suicide Squad sometimes, but in the New 52, Deadshot has been the leader multiple times. Because he's actually, like, an incredible tactician, like, if he puts his mind to it. So, in the New 52, they've gotten him to kind of lead the group, and he's actually had, like, a romantic situation with Harley Quinn a lot in the New 52.
Okay. So they did change a fair bit in that.
They've changed certain things. He probably has a little less of a death wish. He's probably more army based, whereas originally he was literally just best assassin ever but could not give a shit.
Right, okay.
Okay,
I don't know if that's a change for the better, but I think it's still cool.
Yeah, I think he's probably darker the first way.
Yeah.
His powers and abilities. So his abilities are obviously marksmanship. Deadshot is said to never miss. He one-shot an apple off of Captain Boomerang's head with his eyes closed. He's able to intentionally graze the skull of a flying enchantress when asked to take her down non-lethally. So he's able to graze their skull.
Jesus.
Yeah. He has enhanced senses. So it's implied that Deadshot possesses senses far beyond the normal human being. He mentioned offhand that he could keep track of each beat of a hummingbird's wings and could easily keep track of the movement of Captain Boomerang's son, who is moving in short bursts of super speed.
Okay, and is that a supernatural thing, or has he trained himself to listen like that?
I think it's a train yourself, because it's never explained, it's never stated that he has powers of any way. So it must just be that he's so good that his senses have enhanced naturally. Now, it obviously makes no sense. It's comic books. Like, nobody could possibly do that. But for his character, that's what he's able to do. Hand-to-hand combat, obviously, he's amazing. Weaponry, he's also bilingual. So he's able to speak Russian and several other languages if it needs to be, which makes him quite helpful on Suicide Squad missions, because if they go over to different places, he's the one who can talk to people.
They just drop him anywhere.
His weapons are wrist-mounted guns, which are very famous, and his sniper rifle, which is like his main thing. He's got the sniper rifle for long distance, and he can just take someone out from miles away, or if he's up close and personal, he has the wrist-mounted guns as well.
Okay, so anything he's ready for.
Yeah, basically. And hand-to-hand, he's also completely unreal as well. So it doesn't matter how the situation goes. He's probably... And also, he has the thing of... He's definitely going to risk more than the other person in whatever fight plays out.
Yeah, he doesn't care about himself.
No, the other person is going to be like trying to block and defend. He's just all arms and legs. Like, he does not give a fuck. He's like, shoot me in the chest. Does it matter?
No, I'll live, probably. Who cares?
Like, if you... Like, I'm willing to get shot just to shoot you, but are you willing to do the same? And that kind of... That's why people don't kind of want to fuck with him, because the stakes are raised. Nobody can beat that. My little bits of trivia on the character are that he is lactose intolerant, which is just random, and his wrist guns are inspired by the real-life sleeve guns that were manufactured during World War II by the British Army. So they're my two little bits of trivia. Yeah, and that is the end of my report on Deadshot. Shaw, what are your thoughts?
I think you hit a bullseye with that report, Con.
Oh, good one.
Thanks very much. Oh God, now we're going downhill.
I didn't know if I was going to do this report. I bet you could call it like a big Willy Woody.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're annoyed that it worked. You're really annoyed that it worked.
I just the world doesn't revolve around you, Connor.
It revolves around Big Willy.
Oh, if only. No, that's a really cool report. I like Deadshot.
Yeah, he reminded me a lot of, ironically, Deathstroke.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Just with the mask and the greatest assassin hitman person.
Yeah, the two of them are probably the top two in DC, and they're actually very similar as well. Like, both of them have the idea that if they're going to do a job, if you're not going to pay them, they just won't do it. Like, it doesn't mean death doesn't mean anything. So, like, if you don't pay them, they have no problem not shooting that person, because that person means nothing to them.
Yeah, and I suppose Deathstroke is just, he's more super soldier than just experienced marksman kind of thing.
Yeah, and even with like the death of his son, like Deathstroke had Jericho, who like he was harmed, so he couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Like when he got kidnapped, like it's very similar, and their stories kind of interlink a lot. But I find Deadshot is like the darker version of Deathstroke.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah, I suppose for some. I don't know for who, but
not for Deadshot.
Like, absolutely not for Deadshot. Do you want to take us out, Shot?
Oh, I'll try.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry for being low energy in this, everyone. Just I'll be back on my feet in no time. But thank you anyway for listening to this episode of Hero Zero. We'll be back on Monday with an episode of Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday I'll be doing another episode of Hero Zero. You can follow us on all the socials. We have Twitter at Here's for Hire Pod, Instagram Here's for Hire Podcast, Facebook Here's for Hire Podcast, or you can email us Here's for Hire _ at outlook.com. Big thanks to all our patrons who support the show. If you'd like to support us, head on over to patreon.com/Here's for Hire Podcast, or there's a link to that in the description. But the best way you can support the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Amazing. Even while sick, you just nailed it.
Oh, it flows off the tongue, off the top of my dome.
Just spitting rhymes. Like, as the whitest person I know, you're just spitting rhymes.
Oh, spitting hot fire, man.
Flames. Give that man a mixtape.
Give that man a lemsip.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday Weird News Wednesday, and Friday next week with Hero Zero. Sean will be back to full fitness, I'm assuming. Probably not. He's like a bit 60%. Of a whingy chap. He's very whingy. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Sean Mean.
I'll talk to you later, guys.
Bye.